Hey everybody, how's it going? This is Patrick Stacking Layers, and welcome to my very special video. Today's video is a debut of a program that I wrote. Well, it's actually a script, but it's a program. It automates things for you. So what I've done here is I have made a script. It's a bash script that I'm calling AccelFlasher. That's the program's name. And what it does is it sets up these little bigtreetech accelerometer chips. So there's two different types. There's the S2DW, which is an LIS2DW chip, or the ADXL 345. And what it does is it automates the whole process from start to finish, from installing the Klipper dependencies needed for input shaper to work. It sets up and flashes the chip, the firmware. It goes through various things to find the serial number to make sure everything was installed correctly and get the serial number for you. And it'll even go as far as giving you an option to make configuration files and put the serial number in the proper spot. So it takes you, like I said, from start to finish and ready to run input shaping, fully automated. So let me show you what this is all about. So here it is. This is my GitHub repository for it. It is this simple script here. So I have made it open source. So anybody that's interested in checking it out, this is the full code. I'm not going to go over all of this inside here because that's not what this video is about. This is about showing how it works. So first thing we need is the Git program. This is just going to be used for downloading, using the next step downloading this program. Okay. So this is the only thing that we're installing that's a must install, basically. So I'm using putty here for my terminal. So I just copied that, paste it in. We'll get that installed. This is just going to install the Git program. This is GitHub's program, not mine. Okay, once that's done, as you can see, I had it already installed. There's a chance if this is the first time it's ever been installed on a machine, it might ask you, are you sure if you want to install it, yes or no? Obviously, yes, we need it. If you don't want to do that, you can simply, I guess not simply, but you can download this script and just move it over to your machine manually using like a WinSPC or something like that. But this way is easier. This also gives you an option if in the future I do an update, that it will allow you to just pull the update. So there's that. Anyways, so second step, copy this line. This is going to copy all of this. Basically, it's just going to copy these three files to your machine. Come back into there, copy, or sorry, paste and enter. And that's it. Very tiny file. So it is just a script being ran. And if I ls, you can see now I have that folder. And if I go into that folder and ls into there, you can see that's just those three files. These two are the licensing saying it's open source, and this one is the README that we are looking at here. That's it. And the script. Let's go back to our home directory, cd enter. And the last step is to get this thing running. We're going to copy this last command here. This is just to run this shell command. And then, yeah. And now we're in. Hit enter, copied, enter, and now we're in. Again, I start off with a warning because I want you to back up your printer config. Okay, can't stress that enough. This is done at your own risk. It works, but you've been warned. Back up first, okay? Simple as that. If this is too scary, you don't want to do it, you come here, you're like, you know what? I don't want to mess with this. Just hit right over here. It says Control C. That will exit the program. Done. We don't want to do that. We're going to use it. So we hit enter, and it's going to start by installing dependencies and getting them installed into the proper folders that it needs to be. And this is literally doing the exact two commands that are on the Klipper documents for measuring resonances. So this is nothing special. I'm not installing anything. All we're doing, or we're installing things, but nothing that I've developed. This is the libraries for NumPy and Matplotter and stuff like that. So this is just what input shaper uses. If you want to use it, you have to install those. This just does it for you. So once you're done with that, it's going to take you to the next step. This is going to be to make the configure the firmware to be made. So you hit enter, and it takes you into this. If you've made another firmware for a different Klipper board, or Klipper firmware for another board, so you'll be familiar with this, all we need to make sure is that it's on this section here. I use up and down. If you've never seen this before, use up and down to navigate. Spacebar goes in. We need to make sure that this one is selected, that you see in blue. It's the Raspberry Pi RP2040. So if you had, for example, from the beginning, it could have looked like this. and that or even that if it's the very first time it ever opened, very basic. So you can enable more if you want to, but it's not necessary. Come in here, Raspberry Pi, and a space bar, and that takes you back out, and that's it. All the rest of this stuff, this is all default. Don't need to worry about that. Leave it alone. Hit Q to quit, Y to continue, and now it's going to compile. So I'll let this go. I'll speed it up. Okay, now that's done. Let you know that the firmware compile has been completed. Now what we're going to do is attach the device in boot mode. So as it says, to do that, go over here, and we're going to, I'm attached to the Big Tree Tech Pi for doing this right now. So that's where the other end of this USB is